Give us a typical day.
Usually reveille formation, 6 o'clock, wherein you account for all the troops, go on a 2, 3, maybe 4 mile run, come back to the company, break for breakfast, and then get into your normal training day, whether it might be some classroom activities for the troops or that, or perhaps out on the rifle ranges, perfecting your marksmanship skills. Also, we spent a lot of time in the field, and by golly, those troopers were just magnificent. Greatest experience for a young second lieutenant could be in an airborne unit, because this unit was the star of the Army at that time. Got a lot of notoriety, a lot of publicity, and that when they formed this unit, they went back and pulled people in that had been in the 101st during the Second World War, and that had been in the 508, that had jumped on Corregidor and all this kind of stuff. My mess sergeant, well, he wasn't my mess sergeant because I was a second lieutenant, but our mess sergeant was in the 101st during the Second World War at Bastogne. And my platoon sergeant had been, as an 18-year-old, had been a master sergeant in the Korean War. So this kid, he spit-shined his shoelaces. He was just outstanding, Sergeant Berg. And it was that way throughout the entire unit. We had Sergeant Major Paul Huff, Paul Huff had received the Medal of Honor during the Second World War in Italy. So, you were really, in many, many instances, brushing sleeves with history as far as that was concerned.
And I presume a lot of opportunity to learn from these people.
Oh, just fantastic. Just terrific.
Teach all the little tricks and...
Yeah, I had a weapons squad leader. Now, weapons squad leader was responsible for machine gun section. Sergeant Thompson. Sergeant Thompson was just as black as my notebook. And he said to me, he said, "Lieutenant, don't you worry about any of these troopers as far as stepping out of line is concerned." Every once in a while I came in on a Monday morning, and all of a sudden somebody had a blouse tie or something, and unfortunately he had slipped down the stairs over the weekend or something. So, but there were those instances wherein sometimes you did have to go bail your troops out. I had one chap who was part Indian, Native American, and unfortunately he could not drink at all. He ended up in trouble. So a couple of times I ended up going down to Clarksville, Tennessee, and bailing this young chap out on a Saturday night or something like that. But
part of the job.
That's right. That's taking care of the troops. Going through the mess line, being the last one in the mess line, and if the food's cold and if there isn't as much, so what? That's what you're paid for. And if you love your troops will love you. And for me, the time that I spent as an infantry platoon leader was so rewarding. And the esprit de corps of these young Americans was just fantastic. We'd get in the field and we'd have to move from one position to another position a couple of miles away. They'd pick it up and jog there. Now, you see a young lad jogging with a .30 caliber machine gun. Now that's something, but that's the type of dedication that was involved.
So how long were you there at Fort Campbell?
Well, actually I spent a couple years at Campbell. Now, after I had been there probably 6 to 7 months, I was selected to go to Fort Knox, Kentucky on temporary duty for 6 months.